to Introduction to Communication, Speech Communication with me, Siobhan Wright at Carroll Community College. So I want to give you an introduction to the course and help you get off to a great start for the semester. And so it begins with my Canvas course site, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to show you some of the features and help you get going in the preview week module. Okay, so actually the Getting Started menu is wonderful, and it is set up for those who are brand new to Canvas. I am going to start on the syllabus for the course. So when you click on the syllabus for the course yourself, you will see this course syllabus that has a little pronunciation guide and YouTube for my name, something I wish I had had my entire life because it's difficult to have a Gaelic name. My office hours are by appointment and will happen in a sort of technological room that's like FaceTime, and it's called Teams. And Teams allows me to meet with you on the college's server, and I can record our meeting, and both you and I can go back to it if either of us has a question. All right, so my office location is virtual and in Teams. Class meetings are online, and that's the course that you set up for. And in fact, my class has not been modified to be online. It has been online from the beginning. Okay, my telephone number for my office at work is on the syllabus, but to be honest, in the fall of 2020, I doubt that I will be in my office long enough for you to successfully place a call to me. I would prefer that you simply email me so that we can set up a meeting time, a one-on-one meeting time in Teams. My email address is swright@carrollcc.edu, and you can find that on the syllabus. You can also email me from Canvas when you go into Office 365. I am the division chair of Communication Arts, and I have to list the communication chair, so I'm listing myself. I promise that I will try to get to the bottom of any problem that you are having in the class. But if you need to speak with my supervisor, that would be the academic vice president, Dr. Rose Mintz. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to help you see that there are 8 learning objectives in this class. And the first one is to develop presentations that inform, persuade, and entertain a variety of audiences. So I want you to think about who is the audience for each presentation. I'm not going to go through every single course objective, but let me hit a couple of highlights. I want you to use critical thinking strategies to solve problems in my course, even if that means putting together a PowerPoint with automatic slide advance and you've never done that before. I want you to engage in verbal and nonverbal communication that makes you more successful at connecting with other people. I think it's very important. I want you to create and use supplementary material, visual, audio, and even tactile material that you hold up perhaps during a presentation, like a pen. If you were giving a presentation on the history of communication, you might actually start with the pen. All right, you will identify different techniques for handling performance anxiety. One is breathing and getting enough oxygen in our lungs so that we can project our voices and make use of them. They are instruments, and we each have a unique sound, and I want you to learn to enjoy the sound of your own voice. I know most people cringe when they hear what they sound like. You will document sources according to MLA style, and you will also select language that is appropriate in an academic forum, like a college classroom. All right. I'm going to take one moment just to talk about the organization of the class. And to let you know, this is the compressed version of the syllabus. The course is organized by modules, and I am going to take you to modules in a minute and help you see the class. Okay, for this class, you definitely need the textbook. It is required. Each of the modules is based on different chapters in the text, and I will be referring to them. You will take quizzes on them, on various chapters. It's an important thing for you to have the text. Occasionally, I'll have a student who says, you know, my older sibling had this course, or my friend had this course, and they gave me the first edition of the same textbook by the same author. Can I use that? And my answer is, if you can realign all of the reading assignments on your own, the answer is yes. And I've had students do that successfully, but the responsibility is on the student's shoulders to make that work. I will try to let you know if material is not in a textbook, if I know that you, in the first textbook, if I know that you're using the second one. You also need to have PowerPoint, some way of creating PowerPoint presentations that have the capacity, in which you have the capacity, to do automatic slides with both video and audio embedded into the presentation. Alright, so we have a pretty standard grading system at the college. If your final grade equals 90% of the available points, then you would earn an A or higher. If you have an 89.9%, and I have dropped the lowest 3 low-stakes 10-point assignments, you will receive a B+. There must be an absolute cutoff for grades. Now that said, my students who complete the presentations, do so in a timely fashion, complete quizzes, after reading the materials and watching videos, they tend to do very well in the class. So I don't usually have students who are depressed by their grades. They typically exit the course saying, I got the grade that I deserved, I earned that grade, I'm proud of it, or that was the best I could do for this semester and I am glad that I passed. The secret to failing the class is an easy one. Don't do any of the work. If you don't do any of the work, it's a guaranteed failure. So I hate to put it that way, but it's actually the truth. If you do the work, you're going to pass the class, even if you're nervous about presentations. So communicate with me. Let me know how I can help you. About presentations and extra credit. For every essay and presentation assignment, and there aren't many essays, so I should probably actually change that word. Every written piece of work, journal entry, discussion board assignment, students will be given a prompt or an assignment sheet and a grading rubric at least a week before the due date. Grades will be posted in Canvas within a week after the due date. So I grade in a very timely fashion. I count that as one of my strengths. You will never be in doubt about how you're doing. Students are expected to abide by deadlines because I have to grade. And you have to practice the habits of effective communication, and that begins with your email messages to me and all of your other professors and students in the class. Being polite and remembering that every professor has many students puts you in a good position to say, who am I speaking to? What do they need to know about me? What's my question? And getting to the point. Okay, so I do have some guidelines for communicating via email that I think are true in professional settings. All right, course design, just a few things. You should complete this class a little bit at a time. I would say at least 3 days a week, you should log into Blackboard to do your classwork. Classwork is not the same thing as the work you do independently to complete presentations. So you have to stay on top of the game in this class. And I promise I've chunked everything so that it's manageable. All right. So I'm going to take you on a little tour here, even though we're at the 10-minute mark. So I'm going to scroll over and expand that again and show you at the top here modules. Under modules, you will find things like the syllabus that I just showed to you, laid out a little bit differently. I just hit the back button. You also have your preview week module. What? You have homework during preview week? It's all extra credit and it's due on the first day of class. And yes, I highly recommend it because it will take you through the paces of the course so that you can see what will be expected of you and what tools you need to complete assignments. So the very first preview week assignment is to create a 2-slide PowerPoint that includes a photograph of yourself that has a story that goes to it. I'm not expecting a whole lot. I want you to be able to advance the PowerPoint slide automatically, embed images, and record your voice and audio, both audio and visual. I have given you, I'm hitting the back button here, I have given you an example. And when you come to my example that is in Blackboard, in Canvas, I want you to see that you actually have to download it to view it on your computer. Backspace again to your second assignment, which is easy. It's a 30-second video that you're going to take and introduce yourself to me. And I want you to take this movie and upload it to YouTube. If you don't have your own YouTube channel, I want you to start one. You can keep it private. It's just for assignments. I would not make it so that no one can find it. It might not interface well, but you will actually turn things in by giving a URL address when you've created a little movie. Now, for the purposes of this assignment, if you don't want to go that far, you're struggling maybe with YouTube or technology, under 30 seconds, you can upload a movie file to Canvas, and that will work just fine. Hitting the back button, I've given you 2 examples. It's the same movie. One is uploaded as a document. It's a version that's saved as a movie, and the other is uploaded to YouTube. All right. The next preview week assignment is to meet your peers on the discussions component of the class, which just highlighted, right? So I just want you to introduce yourself, get to know each other. I put a starter post for you. So if you're the very first student to respond, you can respond to me. All right, so read the assignments a little bit carefully. Just respond to each other for a little extra credit. And then you have the next assignment, which is a preview week quiz. After you get finished with everything, it's a little quiz. You can take it as many times as you like to get 100% because it's not meant to actually be testing you on anything. I'm trying to show you the features of Blackboard and get you acquainted with how you will submit work in my class. All right, one last thing before I go. Here's the home page. Everything that I just showed to you can be reached by going to modules. There are other ways of going to the class. You can jump into discussions automatically without going through modules. I don't recommend it. You can get to your assignments that way, your quizzes that way. Here's Office 365, a place where once you log into the system at the college, you can send email. One thing I want to show you, though, is this is what the grade book looks like. And when I grade something and you get a grade, you should always go back and click on the grade to view the rubric and to read my comments that I've made. Okay, so that closes out my introduction to Communication 105. I am looking forward to working with you, and let me know if you have any questions. Send me an email. All right, take care.